Hello everyone. This is my first vlog I've done in a while, and I'm sorry about that. I've been caught up in schoolwork and lots of composing. I wanted to show you guys I have a few new instruments that I ordered off of Amazon. 2 of them are from China, or at least they're based out of China. I'm not sure if they were actually made there. And one that's Arabic. The first of these instruments is a Chinese DZ flute. This one's in G. So its written range is actually pretty large. It can go from, at least from what I can play, let's see, from a low D to, I don't know, so about a D to an A. So those are all the natural notes that can be made with the flute. You can play a couple extra chromatic notes if you know a good fingering or something. It's kind of similar to a recorder, but this instrument isn't really built for chromatic notes. It's just meant to play scales and things like that. So all in all, I think it's a very beautiful instrument. It has some, it has a nice little Chinese, I want to say it's a poem of some sort up in the top part. I'll include pictures overlaid in this video. It's made of bamboo, not particularly expensive bamboo, but obviously it'll do the trick. I only got this instrument for $4 off Amazon, so if you buy this and then you're expecting some high quality professional instrument, then you'll be sadly. I got this instrument off of Amazon for $4, which was extremely cheap. I actually plan on buying a second one. I'm gonna chop off the end piece on it and try and see if I can attach a saxophone mouthpiece and neck to it, because I saw another video where a guy actually did that and he was able to play it like a forward-facing flute instead of transverse like it's supposed to be played. An important feature about it is you only use 3 fingers on both hands to play. And even though there's 2 holes right here on the top pieces, let's see if I can get a bit closer. There's 2 holes right here. You actually blow into this top one, the blowhole. The second hole is called the diaphragm. Not a lot of videos give too much information about that. I had to figure this one out myself. You're actually supposed to cover up that piece with some sort of elastic substance. Like I saw one website that suggested peeling off of an onion as a good source, or a piece of paper, something that holds in air really well. I just used a piece of adhesive tape because I don't have the means or care to spend that much time working on a membrane. But whichever membrane you use actually affects your tone a little bit. The next instrument I'll show is Arabic. And please pardon the pronunciation of the instrument's name. I don't know any Arabic, and I couldn't find a definitive source pronouncing this in English. Midwich, M-I-J-W-I-Z. It's quite a unique instrument. The idea is that it contains a total of 12 holes, but you cover them with your hand long ways as opposed to short ways like you would if you had a recorder. And supposedly both of these are tuned to the same pitch. So you could have one like a drone, while the other one you do tones on like improvisation or playing some sort of traditional melody. It's again 2 pieces of not too expensive reed cane, although there are nicer variants made with much nicer wood types. The thing that I found very challenging about playing this instrument, and I still have a lot of issues making any sort of sound on it, is the fact that the reeds are actually these weird tube pieces. I'll include pictures of these also. Basically, it's like a long piece of tube made out of, it looks like cane, and they shaved off the ends of it with a knife of some sort or a lathe. And then they cut into it and sliced back to a point where they had it wrapped. And that's the tongue is what it's called. And you actually put it so that the tongue is opposite of the direction of your mouth. So if the tongue is going down and out, like it's cut this way, I actually put it in backwards in my mouth to make the tone. It goes pretty far in your mouth too. You're supposed to have it to where your lips are covering up the area past the tongue. You're not supposed to cover up the tongue anyway. So you have to get used to having about that much reed in your mouth instead of with most mouthpieces where it's not nearly that much. So you take the beveled end of it that's been used with a lathe, and kind of squeeze that onto each of one of these spaces on the midwidge, which I believe when you translate it, it means like married, couple, together. Oops, I'm going backwards. Pardon me. Perhaps if anyone I have subscribed to me is Arabic and they know more about the instrument, they could tell me more and I could do a better video on this. It's a very challenging instrument for me. I could just start with one of the tubes for now, just so you get an idea of the general sound of it. You have to use a lot of air to get sound. Trying to figure out what tuning this is. So it sounds like it's a B flat, C, D flat, A natural, and then it sounds like it's actually an E half flat, like a neutral fourth. Or maybe it's just a really sharp 4, so E flat. And that top pitch is definitely an F half sharp. So it's tuned microtonally like a lot of Arabic music is. The other one I believe is the lower pitch. So they're supposed to be tuned in the same pitch, but maybe this one's just out of tune. I got this one for $9, so again, don't expect extreme quality instruments. I won't play this too much. It's a very harsh sounding instrument, especially coming from me. I'll play a little bit of a video of someone playing this nicely though. There's some beautiful recordings of this instrument online. A really important feature that I feel like this came with was a little instructional booklet. None of the other two instruments I got came with one. It's, I guess, from a company called mideast.com. Right? Yep, mideast.com. mid-east.com. If you go there, it looks like you can get other instruments or reeds, things like that. It's a little owner's guide. So I'll read what the manual says. Midwidge is Arabic for dual. This simple double pipe instrument is made of natural bamboo cane and has not changed since antiquity. There are 5 to 6 finger holes in each pipe, giving a range just short of a full octave. The pipes are bound together with a tar or beeswax coated string. 2 cane reeds are tied to the instrument. The reeds plug into the mouthpieces. Each reed will have one open end and one sealed end. A tongue is cut along the side of each reed. How to play. Unwind the reeds from the pipes but leave them tethered. You plug the beveled open end of each reed into the top of the midwidge. Put your mouth entirely over both reeds and blow. Your lips should wrap around the mouthpiece, not the reeds. Use your left hand to finger the left pipe and your right hand to finger the right pipe. So that's a little bit different than I've read from other sources, because obviously I don't have 6 fingers, so I wouldn't be able to do that. I would need actually 7 fingers, because I'd need my thumb in the back, and I need 6 on top just to cover up the holes. So perhaps they were meaning you use your left hand for the top of the instrument and your right hand for the bottom of the instrument. Unless you're playing it a different way, who knows? Like I said, I'm not very knowledgeable about this instrument. Proper playing of the midwidge requires a technique called circular breathing. This requires that you use your mouth like the open air bag on a set of bagpipes. You force the air out of your mouth using the cheek muscles. At the same time, you inhale air through your nose. When accomplished, you can play continuously for hours. This is actually a technique saxophones very occasionally do. There's 2 instances I know of. Kenny G, the saxophonist, who I don't really care for, but he, from what I've heard, has a record for playing a tone, supposedly, from what I can remember, for 45 whole minutes. And he used circular breathing. Another instance would be in that recording, the original recording of Sophisticated Lady by Duke Ellington, the baritone saxophonist, Harry Carney, he used circular breathing unless he has a really good set of lungs, and he just did it with one breath. He played a tone at the end of the recording for about 1 minute and 14 seconds. Basically what you gotta do is you start out with a really deep breath, and once you feel like you're starting to get a little bit low, you put all of the air into your cheeks so it blows up like that, and you use your cheek muscles to push what air you have left while you close out the back of your mouth. So while you're using up that air, you really quickly breathe in through your nose, and then just let the air keep going, and you can keep a cycle going. It's really hard to do. I can't actually do it on a saxophone. So, as you can see, this is a rather odd instrument for my arsenal. I would not say that I can play this instrument fluently or really at all. I have no idea about the tuning system or other things like that. I might make a subsequent video after this talking more about this if I learn more. Alright, moving on. The final instrument of my name was another Chinese instrument, the halusi, or I guess in English would be a gourd flute. First thing about it that caught my eye, it came in this very beautiful bag. Again, I'll show pictures of this also. I'll probably have pictures of all of the instruments that I've used, plus images of its tuning pitches, things like that, and a link below the video, say on Imgur or something like that. This bag looks like a bunch of Chinese symbols on it. I don't know what any of them say, or if they even say anything at all. It could be gibberish for all I know. The inside of the bag is a brilliant orange. It's a very sturdy case too. I feel like if I dropped this it wouldn't damage my instrument. And this is the instrument. It's very unique. It has, again, obviously a gourd at the top of it, and you blow in through this top piece. Kind of looks like an opium pipe, but I don't think it's meant for doing opium with. I could be wrong though, who knows. I guess there's a reed inside of it that's similar to that of a harmonica. So if you blow very softly, you get a low pitch. And I've read online there's a lot of people who have issues with only being able to get one pitch. And then they can get the one low pitch. So you have to use a bit more of a push with your air. It doesn't take very much air to play, but it takes more forceful air. So it's a very unique instrument, just like the other two were. If you very lightly start putting down your finger onto a hole, it actually will bend the pitch down, which I think is a technique Halusi players do often. You can get some very beautiful sounds out of this instrument. Its written range is, I believe this one is, yep, this one's a B flat instrument, so its lowest note is actually is an F, and it can play several pitches, including chromatic ones if you know the fingering, which I'll play all fingerings I know how to play on this. So if I were to play those on a piano, naturally I think this instrument, just like with the Chinese, DZ, is meant to be more of a diatonic instrument, so you can play chromatic pitches if you wish. Oh, I almost forgot. This comes with a little hanging knot. It's a very pretty oriental knot. Not quite sure how this... Oh, okay. I do know how this goes onto the instrument. 1 minute. Okay, I said I knew how it went on. I lied. There's a couple auxiliary holes at the bottom of this instrument, and I thought they were used for putting it on. For now, I'll just hook it on like this. Very pretty, very nice. Falls off very easily. I guess I'll play something. This instrument reminded me a lot of the English horn. It's just a bit more nasally sounding, so I thought of this immediately. So maybe you'll recognize that from the rite of spring. Spring rounds is the movement. I'm playing it wrong, but that's as best as I can remember it. Another cool feature about this, a lot of modern Halusi come with these 2 extra pipes. This one that's on the right is just for decoration. It doesn't actually do anything. You see, it doesn't even have it just stops at the gourd, so there's no hole there. This other one, though, comes with a little trigger. And if you pull it down, this hole right here opens up, which I guess is used for playing an extra pitch. The only problem with this Halusi that I found is that the extra pitch is actually not very useful. It's a D flat. See, it clashes really hard against the C and the D natural. Like, if you can bend the pitch down, you can actually kind of create both those pitches at the same time. But I probably wouldn't ever use it with the drum pitch, at least on this one, because it's not something that's very useful. A couple concerns about the instrument: be careful not to blow too hard. From what I've heard, blowing really hard actually will break the reed inside of it. And try not to put this instrument in very harsh conditions, because it can, again, it can mess up a lot. So, I hope you like my little demonstration. These are very unique instruments. By the way, I got this Halusi for $20. I'll include links to all of these so you can get them yourself and try them out if you want. Very cheap, very nice. I mean, for their price, I'm pretty impressed with all of them. Again, I apologize for how badly I played that Arabic instrument. If you liked the video, please let me know. And if you have actually seen any other instruments online that are cheap and you'd like me to do a review of and try and figure out, please let me know. I'm thinking about getting an arsenal of cheap folk instruments together and then writing a piece of music for them. I think that'd be kind of funny. So, I hope you liked the video. I'm Bennet, or AnAmericanComposer, and see you next time. I decided to create a combination instrument, both because I like experimenting with things and I like seeing how much I can push my subscribers until they all unsubscribe from me en masse. I took the Midwidge's mouthpiece vocal thing and wrapped some cloth around it and put it onto my alto. And I guess I'm going to see what happens. I call this the Sax-wich. The name of it's in the video there. When you're thinking of the name, think of sandwich and also sacrilege, because it's kind of both. It sounds terrible. If you want to stop the video now, I don't blame you. Play anything lower than a B, or it quits. But if I go into the upper register, I can play from high E all the way up to C, C sharp, and then I can't do any palm keys. But I can do palm keys if the octave's off. If I blow really hard, I might be able to get a couple low tones, because that's how the other instrument works. I think the saxophone has decided to quit. So, enjoy the Sax-wich.